What if I told you your thermostat could be just as important for your heart as your diet or even your exercise routine? Well, today we're diving into this really surprising link between the temperature in your bedroom and your heart health. And we're going to reveal a super simple change that could honestly have a huge impact on your well-being.
So let me just ask you this straight up. Is your bedroom putting extra strain on your heart without you even knowing it? I know it sounds like a weird question, but the answer might be one of the most important things you learn today, especially if you're an older adult.
You know how it is. Most of us just think of a hot bedroom as, an annoyance. It's uncomfortable. But what if that feeling of discomfort is way more than that? What if it's actually a warning sign from your body that something is off? I mean, we all know this feeling, right? Kicking off the covers, desperately flipping the pillow over to find that cool side. You just feel restless. It's pretty much a universal struggle on a warm night. But here's the real kicker. That struggle isn't just about getting a bad night's sleep. It's a signal that your cardiovascular system is actually under stress, working way harder at the exact moment it's supposed to be resting and recovering. So how in the world do we know this? Well, it's pretty cool actually. Scientists decided to basically move their lab right into people's bedrooms to find out what was really going on. Yup, a team over at Griffith University in Australia, they decided to tackle this question head on. They wanted to get out of the sterile lab environment and see what actually happens to real people in their own homes while they're sleeping. And here's how they did it. Super smart. They focused on adults aged 65 and up, gave them wearable fitness trackers to see what their hearts were doing, and then put temperature sensors in their bedrooms. And here's the crucial part. This wasn't some simulation. This was the first time anyone had gathered real-world evidence connecting bedroom temperature directly to heart stress during sleep. Okay, before we get to the juicy results, let's quickly break down the science here. Why does a warm room make your heart work harder anyway? It's a pretty fascinating process, actually. So here's the play-by-play of what's happening inside your body. When your room gets too warm, your internal AC system has to kick into overdrive. Your heart starts beating faster to pump more blood to the surface of your skin, all in an effort to release that extra heat. Now, for a little while, that's fine. But when it's happening all night long, it creates this constant stress that literally stops your body from properly recovering. Okay, so keeping all that in mind, the researchers took all the data from their big bedroom experiment and they started looking for that magic number, the one temperature that really lets your heart just chill out and recover. So what was it? What's the number that they found minimized all those stress responses and gave the heart the actual break it needs overnight? And boom, there it is, 24 degrees Celsius, which is about 75 degrees Fahrenheit. This was the temperature where older adults were the least likely to have their heart rate spike and experience stress while sleeping. This right here is the sweet spot for your heart's recovery. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Here's the lead researcher, Dr. Fergus O'Connor, spelling it out for us. He confirms that keeping the room at this exact temperature directly cut down on the physiological stress on their hearts. This isn't a theory, it's a conclusion backed up by real-world data. Now, this is so much more than just a neat tip for getting a better night's sleep. This finding has much, much bigger implications, especially when we kind of zoom out and look at the world we're living in. And this is where it all connects to a much bigger picture, climate change. As our planet gets warmer, we're having more and more hot nights. This study suggests that this trend could directly harm public health on a massive scale by messing with our sleep and recovery, potentially leading to a huge rise in heart problems. But check this out. This is what's really wild. We have official public health guidelines for the max temperature inside during the day, that's 26 degrees Celsius. But then look at that next line. For the nighttime, that critical recovery period, nothing, a total blank. It's a massive gap in our official health advice. I mean, just let that sink in for a second. We're told how to stay safe from the heat when we're awake, but for the 8 hours or so when our body is supposed to be doing all its most important repair work, we're completely on our own. This study really shines a huge spotlight on that problem. So, all of this brings us to one final, really important question for you. Now that you know this, take a look at your thermostat tonight. Is your bedroom just a place where you happen to sleep? Or is it a space that's actually designed for recovery? The answer could make a world of difference for your long-term health.